What's going on, Knicks fans? Look, if you're ready for the NBA offseason, I'm talking the NBA draft and NBA free agency, go ahead and like this video. I'm hoping this is the last offseason as a Knicks fan that I'm looking forward to more than the NBA season. So look, if you're ready for the NBA offseason, go down right now and like this video. Welcome in to New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and we have a loaded show today. We're going to break down everything surrounding Donovan Mitchell. We'll talk about Quin Snyder, and then on the tail end of the show, I'll show you guys 3 Donovan Mitchell trades that would land him in the blue and orange and playing in Madison Square Garden. But let's set the stage a little bit and talk about Quin Snyder and everything that's happened in the past couple of days. Snyder has stepped down as the Utah Jazz's head coach, and it just looks like maybe he needed a little bit of a break. You know, the Jazz, they've been one of the best teams in the NBA in the past 8 seasons, a 372 and 264 record. They've made the playoffs 6 times in the last 6 years. He's had a lot of success in an NBA smaller market, but has not reached the conference finals. And the fact is, the Jazz, they may be looking for a massive switch up and change up of their personnel. Donovan Mitchell, he could force his way out. He was not happy about Quin Snyder stepping down. And it sounds like Rudy Gobert is also possibly seeking his way out of Utah. One way or another, I do not expect Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert to both be on the Jazz next season. Adrian Wojnarowski, the best NBA reporter in the world, he put this article out about Donovan Mitchell and had this to say following the Quin Snyder, step down of the Utah Jazz. He said, amid the reverberations of Quin Snyder's departure after 8 seasons as the Utah Jazz's head coach, all-star guard Donovan Mitchell is described as unsettled, unnerved, and wondering what it means for the franchise's future, sources told ESPN on Sunday. He went on to say in his report that Mitchell considered Snyder a significant part of his reasoning for committing to a 5-year maximum contract extension in 2020. And Snyder's decision to step away on Sunday has left Mitchell surprised and disappointed. Here we go, Knicks fans. It is coming to the point where it sounds like Donovan Mitchell may force his way out of the Utah Jazz, and the Donovan Mitchell trade rumors are officially heating up. The NBA offseason is right around the corner. Donovan Mitchell, his coach, the reason that he signed that 5-year extension is no longer there. We know him and Rudy Gobert do not get along, and it sounds like Donovan Mitchell has not really shot down the fact that he may request a trade. After the Jazz lost to the Dallas Mavericks in the Western Conference playoffs, Donovan Mitchell said this, and I thought this was really interesting. He was asked about requesting a trade, and he said, "For me, I just want to win, yo. This hurts. Like I said, I'll think about it in a week and go from there." Look, if he wanted to stay with the Utah Jazz, he could have said, look, I want to stay here. I want to win in Utah. I want to win with my guys. I don't want to have to leave. I'm not requesting a trade. But he didn't say that. He said he'll think about it in a week or 2. We all know what's on his mind. We know he loves New York. He goes to Rangers games all the time. He loves the Mets. His dad works for the Mets. We'll connect the dots in a second. But I want to ask you this question first, Knicks fans. Do you actually want Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks? Do you want to make a trade for him? It's going to come with a price, a hefty one at that. So we'll break it down, but I'll give you a chance to be a part of the show right now, Knicks fans. Let me know. Type Y for yes if you want Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks, or if you don't think he's a big-time player and it would cost too much. I understand that side of things. Type N for no. Let's connect the dots a little bit and why Donovan Mitchell to Madison Square Garden makes sense. He's a CAA client. And why does that matter? Because that's where Leon Rose used to work. He used to be the agent for Donovan Mitchell. He's from Elmsford, New York. He has ties to the city. His dad works for the Mets. He has a lot of family members that live in New York. He had a quote where he said he loved playing in Madison Square Garden because he loves playing in front of his family. And Johnny Bryant is an assistant coach for the New York Knicks, a coach that was thrusted onto Tom Thibodeau's staff by World Wide West. Johnny Bryant was a former assistant coach for the Utah Jazz, and him, Johnny Bryant, and Donovan Mitchell are reported to be great friends. They have a great relationship, and right now with Quin Snyder out, Johnny Bryant is on the list to be one of the next Jazz head coach. But if he stays with the New York Knicks, that's another way to lure Donovan Mitchell to New York. When you look at what the Spider has done the last 4 seasons, he's done what he's done. He's a bucket getter, he wins games, and he plays a winning brand of basketball. Back in 2018, he averaged 24 points per game. He did the same in 2019. Then he started to score a little bit more. In 2020, he averaged 26.5 points. In 2021, he averaged 25 points, 5 assists, shot 45% from the field, shot 34% from 3. But there's a lot of question marks around, especially following this past postseason where they lost the Dallas Mavericks. It did not go well. And people ask, is he really a primetime player in the postseason? In 2018, he averaged 24 points, shot 42% from the field, and shot 31% from 3. In 2019, he averaged 21 points. But in 2020, he averaged 36.3 points per game, shot 52.9% from 3, and they also shot 51% from deep. In 2021, he won a playoff series. He got to the second round and averaged 32.3 points per game. This is someone that has got it done in the playoffs. He had a bad series against the Mavericks. His defense got exposed a little bit. But this is still a primetime player. But he also comes with a hefty contract. In 2023, he's going to get paid $30 million. And the following year, $32. And the year after that, $35. And then in 2026, he has a player option for $37 million. And I don't have a problem with this as a Knicks fan. Because look, if you trade for Donovan Mitchell, he's going to be under contract for through 2026. And as Knicks fans, as in everybody watching this video knows, the Knicks haven't had much success luring free agents to New York City. So if you're able to make a trade for Donovan Mitchell and get him on a contract that has him nailed down to the city until 2026, I would 100% be down with that. Look, if a Donovan Mitchell trade happens, we are going to be partying on this channel, youtube.com/KnicksTV, free daily videos around the New York Knicks. We're going to cover the hell out of the NBA draft as well as NBA free agency. And I want to separate a little bit from 76ers Now, a fellow channel here at Chat Sports, ran by my guy Chase Sr. I'm a New York guy. He's a Philly Bull. And we're just over 100 subscribers above them. But I want to separate. Let's leave Philly in the dust. Because, look, if you're a New Yorker and you don't hate Philly, you're probably a fraud. But, look, if you just love the Knicks and want more New York Knicks content on YouTube, go down right now and hit that big red button. All right, the last part of today's show, we broke down the rumors and everything that's leading up to this. Let's dissect some Donovan Mitchell trade ideas. What would it take for the New York Knicks to land Donovan Mitchell in a trade? I'll show you 3 trade ideas, 1 of my own and 2 by other media outlets. First one, my own. The Knicks, they received Donovan Mitchell, but they give up Julius Randle, Cam Reddish, Quentin Grimes, the 11th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, and they gave up the 2023 first-round pick via the Dallas Mavericks that the Knicks got in the Kristaps Porzingis trade. I know it's a lot. We like Cam Reddish on this channel. We like the upside. I love Quentin Grimes, the ability to be a 3-and-D player and a long-time winning piece in the NBA. But at the end of the day, if you can go out and get a superstar in Donovan Mitchell by just giving up these pieces, and you get a starting 5 that looks like Donovan Mitchell, Evan Fournier, R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin, and Mitchell Robinson, I understand it hurts to get rid of Cam Reddish and Quentin Grimes. But if you can maintain your core of Mitchell, Barrett, Toppin, Robinson, Emmanuel Quickley, I would 100% be down to make this trade. R.J. Barrett and Donovan Mitchell as a duo going forward for the New York Knicks would be something that would be very good for them. It would be the first time in a while they had 2 pieces that were under 26-year-old that haven't reached the prime of their NBA career. But trade number 2, shout out to NBA Analysis for this trade, a little bit different of a package. The Knicks, yet again, land Donovan Mitchell, but this time, NBA Analysis has them giving up Evan Fournier, Cam Reddish, Emmanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, the first-round pick this year, and next year's Dallas Mavericks first-round pick. The first thing that jumps out to me is a trio of Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, and Donovan Mitchell is intriguing for sure. That's 3 players that are good basketball players, but I'm not sure of the fit of that roster. And the fact is, this is too much to give up, in my opinion. You give up Cam Reddish, you give up Emmanuel Quickley, you give up Obi Toppin, as well as 2 first-round picks. That is gutting the youth and the core of this team moving forward compared to the first trade. Not being able to keep Emmanuel Quickley and Obi Toppin is a no for me, dog. What I saw them do in the final 25 games of this season showed me that they could be pieces on a winning team in the NBA. So for that, I would say no to that trade. Look, if you love NBA trade rumors, look, if you love the NFL, go subscribe to our main Chat Sports page. We are less than 3,000 subscribers away from getting to 300,000 subscribers. Multiple videos every single day covering the NBA and NFL. Multiple live shows. We cover the NBA Finals. We've been live for every single game, totaling over 1 million viewers. Shout out to Chase Sr. Look, if you love sports, NBA, NFL, college football, everything under the sun when it comes to sports, go down right now. Go to youtube.com/chatsportstv. I'll have the link to that in the comment section and description of this video. Help us get to 300,000 subscribers today. Last trade idea, this one comes from Bleacher Report. They have the Knicks getting Donovan Mitchell, and it's kind of a similar trade package to what I had in my first trade idea, but they just swapped out Julius Randle for RJ Barrett. So you give up Barrett, Reddish, Quentin Grimes, and 2 first-round picks, one being this year number 11 overall, and including next year's Dallas Mavericks trade. Look, I'm not giving up RJ Barrett, so quit asking. Shout out to Nick Saban for that. RJ Barrett is the face of this franchise until you go and get a guy like Donovan Mitchell. What RJ Barrett can do on the court and what we've seen has been one of the most impressive things for someone under the age of 21. All the incredible stats you see on Twitter, it's guys like LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and RJ Barrett are the only people under the age of 21 to achieve that. So shout out to Nick Saban. I'm not trading RJ for Spida, so quit asking. The point is to pair RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish. Shout out to my guy, producer Chugs, for making this meme on the fly. I just love it. Nick Saban was pissed at Maria Taylor. If you know, you know. If you can pair RJ Barrett, though, seriously, with Donovan Mitchell, that would be putting the Knicks in a position to succeed for the next 5, 10, 12 years in the NBA. These are two players that are on the cusp of being and reaching their potential. A duo of RJ and Donovan Mitchell and Madison Square Garden, I can already hear Mike Breen right now. Bang! That would be electric. Knicks fans would actually have something to celebrate. And the fact is, maybe you get to move on from a guy like Julius Randle. Sometimes it's addition by subtraction. I don't think RJ Barrett can reach the ceiling of the type of player he's supposed to be if Julius Randle is on this roster. But trade idea number 3. I'll let Knicks fans sound off on this. Would you trade RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell? Would you be willing to give up the Maple Mamba to land the Spida in MSG? Type T for trade if you're down to trade RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell, or if you're like me and you're not trading RJ for Donovan Mitchell, you can go down in the comment section and type K for keep. We'll run through the trade ideas real quickly, and I'll ask you in a second which one you would make if you'd make any trade at all. Number 1, trade idea number 1 is my idea. You give up Julius, Cam, Quentin, and 2 future first-round picks. NBA analysis. They had the Knicks giving up Fournier, Cam Reddish, Emmanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, and the same 2 future first-round picks. And Bleacher Report's trade idea was very similar to mine, except they traded out Julius Randle and RJ Barrett. So you give up RJ, Cam Reddish, Quentin Grimes, and those 2 first-round picks. So I want you now, Knicks fans, to answer this question. Which trade of these 3 would you make if you'd like to make any trade at all for Donovan Mitchell? Type 1 if you like the Julius Randle trade the most. If you like the trade where the Knicks give up Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickley, type 2. Or if you like the trade where RJ Barrett is being shipped out of Madison Square Garden, you can type number 3. I appreciate everyone that's made New York Knicks Now a part of their day today. You're a real one. And for that, if you made it this far in the video and give me a follow on Twitter @MarshallGreen_, I'll make sure to give you a follow back.